Talking about today that is going to be modifying your Glock trigger housing, this little black plastic piece inside the back here, to get yourself a shorter trigger reset. So let's check it out. We're gonna safety check it first, make sure there's nothing in there, and then you'll get to see where we ended up. Not bad, right? So quick disclaimer, this is for information and educational purposes only. Obviously, do not attempt any modifications unless you're qualified and you understand the risk involved. You know, modifying firearm components can be dangerous, might void your warranties, it could cause malfunctions, it could potentially violate laws, so make sure you know your laws where you're at, and cause injury and or death, right? So without further ado, let's get into how to get this thing done and check it out. What are we talking about today? That is going to be how to take some of the slop out of your Glock trigger. Or not really slop, but I guess over travel, right? And this is pretty easy. You only need a couple of tools to do it, and I'll show you how. So, of course, first thing you'll need is a Glock. You'll need a punch of some sort to take down. You can use your Glock tool. You'll need a number 43 drill bit, and then you'll need 0.05 millimeter Allen key or hex key, and then you'll need a 4-40 set screw, which has an Allen head right in the end here, right? So what do you got to do? First thing, obviously, you've got to take this thing down, safety check it first, do your normal disassembly. You won't need your slider to take that apart. Then, of course, you'll need to take this apart. This part's pretty easy for most people, right? All right, so you're down to your trigger housing. You won't need this stuff. This will just be a hindrance. So remove it all. Sometimes this spring can be a little pain in the butt. All right, so now we're down to the trigger housing. So what you'll notice is, I don't know how well I'll be able to get this on video, but how the trigger bar works inside of here is, you know, when you pull the trigger, this moves over this way and it moves over and down. So you've got to make sure when you're drilling your hole for your set screw, when you're looking at the back here, I'll use something better to point. So when you're looking at the back here, you'll look at where this meets right here and then drill it down just a little bit. So that way, when the trigger bar moves down, that it's going to hit that screw instead of the top of the screw, whatever. So, all right, I'm going to take this over to the drill press now. Of course, you can do this with a drill, you know, but how straight can you drill a hole, right? So, you know, it's obviously easier to use a drill press. So I won't show that on video because I don't know how much YouTube will allow you to show. So I will be right back. So this being plastic, it's very easy to drill a hole through. So you don't need much pressure. It only takes a couple of seconds. Make sure you get good alignment beforehand. I didn't use any sort of measurements. I've done this quite a few times, so it's pretty easy. Then you're going to take your set screw and you just put it right in the hole. You don't need to tap this, of course, beforehand because it's plastic, and it's pretty easy to get this thread going most of the time. And of course, when you get this going, you want to make sure to get it going straight so that you don't have any problems going forward. All right, so we got it moving. So what you'll want to do is, once you get this set screw in, once you start seeing the head of it poke through right here, you'll want to go ahead and give it, you know, maybe 1 or 2 turns. 1, 2. That way you start seeing it poke through a little bit more, and then you're going to have to assemble it, check it, and then if it's good, then leave it. If it's not, then you're going to have to readjust. Okay, boom. We've got it adjusted perfectly, and I took it all the way back apart so that you can see in general. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but right there, that's about how far this gun, and each of them are going to be different, right? So make sure that you adjust it for you. And if you have problems with it not going out all the way, you'll have to disassemble it in a different way than normal. You'll have to pull your slide back and then take the rear plate off and go out that way. So just for an FYI, but this one is ready to rock. So I'll go ahead and put it back together, and then we'll test it to see. All right, y'all, we've got her back together now. As you can see, safety checked, and we're gonna check the trigger reset. This will be a little awkward because I'm doing it kind of sideways. All right, that feels real nice. So now you'll see very little trigger reset. So of course you have to adjust and test this for your own Glock, right? Obviously safety check it multiple times before you go to the range, but that is a very easy and inexpensive way to be able to do a trigger over travel stop on the Glock, since these don't come with it. Obviously there are many other ways to do it, but this is one way to do it. So if you like my content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.